Team Falcons are the most famous choke artists in Counter-Strike and probably in all of esports. So today we'll be taking a look at different levels of their chokes. Level 1. The routine. This is the shit happens tier. Every team, no matter tier 1, tier 3, in your 15k premier lobby, everyone chokes, it's normal. Sometimes you try your best, you do your best, and you still fail. And I think the perfect example of this is the Zyvu 1v4 Ninja Defuse clutch. Falcons played almost to perfection. Zyvu just finds this perfect timing and pocket where Niko just looks that direction but overlooks it, and then he gets the ninja. At the end of the day, it's a really nice clip, but nothing else really comes of it. Think of this as just cost of doing business. As you know, Valve recently introduced the Steam trade protection system, meaning all trades can now be cancelled within 7 days. But what if I told you you don't have to wait 7 days? Skin.Land is back and you can cash out instantly. And this is why pros choose Skin.Land, as they recently became the official partner of Team Vitality. Just insert your trade URL, select skins to sell, enter your email, and choose one of the many withdrawal methods. Or you can buy a different skin from their marketplace with prices way lower than Steam. The CS market recently crashed, so now is the perfect time to buy the dip. There are also many ways to deposit, and the best part is that you can get $10 free today by selling over $100 in skins and entering my promo code TWIST. Level 2. The fumble. Do or handle something clumsily. I think this is the perfect word to describe level 2. It's not that you played to perfection, but at the same time, sometimes your opponent is just having a really good day, and in this particular example, Blitz clutches a 1v4 where Falcons don't have armor or Kevlar, and definitely helps when your first 3 kills are body shots. Yeah, the clumsiness part comes in, you literally have 4 players lined up and somehow you still manage to somewhat peek one by one, but still, this is somewhat common in the pro scene where somebody pulls a 1v4, he plays amazing and his opponents fumble a little bit, play clumsily, right? Level 3. The tilter. This is where things take a turn for the worse in the grand scheme of things. I don't know what that is, man. It might really be the Choco effect, but Falcons have a really bad habit of a huge choke at the tail end of the game, where they can still technically win after the choke, but they're just unable to recover from it mentally. Let's take a look at this play. This isn't even the only round 24 choke against Furia. They did this at IEM Chengdu as well. But I think this round is a little bit of a better explanation of the tilter level, because yeah, it's a 2v4, on paper it looks bad, but again, Fallen just makes the perfect play, but it's still a choke that just sits with them mentally as they proceed to lose the following 4 rounds and lose the first map. A game where they were 2 kills away from just winning 13-11 turns into an instant overtime loss. Level 4. The how does it keep happening? So this is the level where you can start to fully blame the Falcons for losing the round and ultimately losing the game. This is a very recent one. It just happened in the quarters of Cluj-Napoca where they played against Paravision. Again, look at the score. This is a 3v1 for a mere seconds. First, Niko should not have peeked, like he could have just kept his head tucked and survived a little bit longer where the clock is already somewhat low. But I can't blame him, right? He peeks and goes down, but then monesy tries to refrag, but the timing or the communication is a little bit off, so monesy is not able to get the clean refrag. And then with like 10 to 15 seconds left, bomb is planted for a short. All you need to do if you're monesy is just tuck in short, you know, run away if you need to. Just do not allow this player to engage you, and once that player tabs the bomb, you have around 3 more seconds to delay, and then you can swing. And on top of that, you have another player in this 2v1. Oh, Teses, what is he doing through all of this? Well, he just sits on long with low HP and an op. The idea is that the player comes out ramp and then, you know, it's an easy kill, but there seems to be glaring miscommunication because the bomb is once again planted for short, so Far away on long with low HP with an op is probably the worst place to be, so it should have been monesy tucking in, and then teses moving up with the op and just creating distraction, whatever. Just monesy did not have to peek, Niko didn't have to peek, but it's kind of more okay, and then teses played it bad as well. On top of that, nobody seemed to know where the bomb is planted. It's just bad. There is no other way to put this, and I don't understand how this keeps happening at 11-11 score lines. Although Falcons did push overtime in round number 24, it did seem like again they're just somewhat tilted, like they were just not able to win the map. They won the second and then lost the third going home. You know, if they won dust, they probably would have won 2-0. Level 5, the Zonic's timeout.
I don't know, I just feel like last round was obviously a bit unlucky, but...
What?
Yeah.
Then you should I call something?
No, I'm just thinking.
Everybody knows what Zonic's law is, but I think we need to introduce the Zonic's timeout, or rather the lack of it being effective. It just seems like once they have jumped on the choke train, there is no way to put the brakes on it. I think the perfect example of this is this IEM Dallas group stage. So it's not that talked about because it is group stage and there is not one like shiny choke to put on social media, but basically the winner of this match goes to the semis, the loser goes to the quarters. And Falcons are leading 12-5 on the second map after having lost the first one. They lose 7 rounds in a row, so from 12-5 it goes to 12-12, and then they lose 4 more in overtime. How do you lose 11 rounds in a row after having won 12 out of the previous 17? Once the tilt is there is a lack of leadership and a lack of guidance to pull them out of it. So the next 2 levels is what happens when they are in this state, but the stakes are much, much higher. Level 6, the curse. There is something about the ways how Falcons choke that makes it feel supernatural, that makes it feel like it's not about logic and oh you could have done this better, that makes it feel like no matter what situation they're put in, there will be this supernatural force just coming at them and making them lose. And to illustrate this point, we're going to be taking a look at the most famous Falcons choke ever. I think everyone has seen this, it happened during the Austin Major, and this is where the curse somewhat comes in. Although there are obvious misplays, monesy is hitting this shot 9 out of 10 times. I don't know how he misses, I don't know how kyxsan or nobody else is able to do any kind of damage. It really does seem like everything is set up in a way where Falcons are made to choke that round. Obviously they do, and then they get eliminated, finishing number 20th in the major. A $15 million or however quintillion super team that is just not able to do anything when it matters. Level 7. The Falcons Special. This is where all hell breaks loose, where the curse comes into full effect and you start to question, can this team ever win anything? Imagine you've made it to the finals of an S-tier tournament, facing Vitality in the grand best of 5 finals. It's map number 5 and you're leading 11-5. Welcome to IEM Melbourne. So the scoreline of 11-5, ZywOo is left in a 1v3. He just obliterates the first one with the jump shot, and then I have to give it to ZywOo. It's a really nice clutch. Obviously Niko and teses misplayed it a little bit. They knew exactly where ZywOo was and Niko still stayed out in the open on low HP. But look, it's fine. Although ZywOo wins the round making it 11-6, in the next round kyxsan clutches a 1v3 himself, making it 12-6. So all you need is one more round to have won the tournament. And to make it even better, they are going up against an all-out buy from Team Vitality in round number 19. This is the buy. Welcome to the Falcons Special. Again, there is no obvious round to point your finger at and say, oh, this is the choke round, but how can there be so many instances of you having almost closed out the game and then just completely going radio silent? What makes this even funnier is that once we enter overtime, they immediately win round number 25 with ease. And although it goes to 3 overtimes, Falcons do eventually lose. mouz, making this one of the worst grand finals chokes in modern CS history. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll keep it short, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and if you want to watch a video where I find the greatest Counter-Strike play ever, something the direct opposite of Falcons chokes, check out this video.